So welcome back to ARK. What I thought I would do on this video is go through some of the settings, and in particular the settings that I play. These are the settings that are on single player, they're not server settings. So this is the intention of this video, is to just go through the settings that I play on single player. If you like the video, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're not a subscriber. Let's get into it. So we'll go through the settings. So the difficulty is 1 on the PS4. Yeah, you can change it down, but you can't change it past that. The dino damage, the higher the slider is, the more damage that they take. The player damage is there, and as we scroll down, we can see that the structure resistance I've got is on 0. So it says here the higher values decrease resistance, increasing damage per attack. I've got it like that purely because of when I got attacked by the Titanosaur and it wiped out loads of my tames, so that's why I've got it like that. My XP multiplier is just on 0.9. I don't want it on too high. The taming speed is on 100 because I haven't got time to spend hours taming a Rex. Let's have a look. The next sort of this one we don't really need to mess about with too much. The turret damage is again the same. The harvesting damage, that's basically how much stuff you get when, so let's say for example you're on a parasaur and you go and decide to eat some plants. That will tell you how much stuff you get and how quickly it takes. So you know, if you're looking at a parasaur trying to eat a bush, if you've got that on the level that I'm on, it means that it tends to eat it quite quickly, rather than taking a long time just to get a resource out of it. The next one, the harvesting amount, that's on the highest because that then means that if I chop a tree down, for example, I get the most amount that we get from the tree. Again, if we're getting berries from a bush, same sort of thing. The water and the food drain I've left like this. The Dino Count food drain is quite small, and again for some of these. The Dino Count is 1. Again on the PS4 you can't change it, so that's the highest it will get. So the higher the slider is, the more dinos appear on your map. Obviously if you've got it down all the way to the left, you won't get as many dinos. This next slot here, so if you want the third person camera, make sure there's a tick in here, and a lot of these are to do with the server type settings. Like I said, I've not gone into the server settings themselves. Enable crosshair I've always got on, and we're showing the player locations as well. And then if you tick in here, it says it forces the maximum dinosaur level to 150. So you don't have to mess about with the difficulty level. You can just tick that and the maximum dinosaur level goes to 150. That's the default setting on consoles anyway. PC, I believe, I might be wrong, but you can change it so you can get higher level dinos, but who knows. Let's have a look. The used corpse locator is quite a good one. So if you're on, you die, there'll be a beam of light, so you can just go back to where it is, where your body is, get all your stuff back. But obviously bear in mind that the dinosaur that killed you is still going to be there, so just bear that one in mind. And then obviously if you wanted to disable dino taming and dino riding, you put a tick in those. And if you want creative mode, make sure there's a tick. So that's just the general rules on ARK. So the advanced rules. So a lot of these are PvE, which I don't play on. Okay, so we'll not bother too much with PvE. A lot of this I've not changed from the default as well, apart from that I've racked up to the maximum, because if that's on the default level or quite low, it means if you clear a base out, for example, let's say you're building a load of trees, you clear the trees out, you'll find that the trees will regrow back. Yeah, it's nice if you want to keep gathering that resource, but if you don't want trees in the middle of your base, it's going to happen. So here we go. So the poop interval, the lay egg interval, and the mating interval. So you can change obviously the lay of the egg. If you lower that, so put it more to the left, then the eggs will come out quicker. If it's further to the right, they'll come out slower. The mating interval is always on as a default 1. So let's say, for example, you've got a female that you want to breed and you want to get high level dinosaurs or higher base level stat dinosaurs a lot quicker. You've got to change this every time you come in. If you want it so there's no cooldown between mating, it'll have to be on 0, but you have to go back into it every time you start the game and change that one. The egg hatch speed I've got full, the baby mature speed I've got full, the food consumption speed, because they just eat like anything anyway, even on that setting, I've got it as that. Let's have a look, keep going down. The baby cuddle periods and stuff like that is for the imprinting. Because I have got the baby mature speed so high, the imprinting I'm not really bothered about at this moment in time. We'll do another video at some point with imprinting and how you can do it and the best sort of settings to get 100% imprinting. So I'll do that at some point. The day cycle speed I've got on 0 at the moment, and the daytime speed I've got on 0 at the moment. The nighttime speed I've got on its fastest that the slider will allow you to. Spoiling time is how long does it take your items to spoil. So how long does it take your raw meat, for example, to spoil? So if you've got it up full, it'll take a lot longer. If you've got it on up the slider all the way to the left, it'll take a lot shorter. The item decomposition time. So if you drop something in ARK, so let's say you're clearing your inventory out and you drop it, this slider will affect how long it takes before that then disappears. The same with a corpse, so it's the same sort of thing. So if these sliders are more to, I believe it's more to the left, that means they won't stay as long. More to the right, they'll stay a little bit longer. Okay. So it says here, there are no resource radius players and structures. So it influences how far away from structures resources will regrow straight respawn. I've got it all the way down to there, such as I don't want stuff building in my base after I've destroyed it. Crop growth speed is, I've put that up to the highest, and the decay speed, I've put that up to the highest as well, because that decreases how quickly they will decay. I've not done any farming on this map yet, but that will be to come. The wild dino stats are all normal. They are all normal. The tame dino stats, I believe I've got them all as normal, as in the add to the level, because you can change all of this, make your dinos super powerful, but I've kept it as normal. Player stats are all normal, and the experience multipliers are all normal. Some other just different bits and bobs here. As you can see, miscellaneous settings. You can set how many players you've got in your tribe, your maximum experience points, your dino maximum experience points, all that type of thing. And then a few more little bits and bobs here. Not really anything that I change too much, apart from the fuel, which I've increased that to the maximum. So let's say, for example, you've got a petrol generator. If you put 10 bits of petrol in it, you're going to find that those 10 bits are going to stay a lot longer. It's just so much easier doing it that way. Yes, it might be cheating, but it makes it so much easier doing it that particular way. So that's the settings really on on what you're presented with. There's a lot of stuff that you can change. You know, it's up to you if you want to change all of this sort of stuff. I've just sort of gone, a lot of it's just the default stuff that I've done. I've tweaked certain little bits and bobs just to, you know, just because that's what I want to do. That's how I want to play it. So, you know, you know, that's how I want to do it. The engrams, yeah, you can change what engrams that you want to allow. It takes a little bit to load up. That's why I didn't go onto it, in all honesty. So yeah, so that's just a quick look at some settings that are just mainly for single player. So yeah, you can go in and you can change all of this sort of thing to tailor the game how you want it to. You know, a lot of it I'd say keep it on the default, but you know, for the things that you want to sort of change, or the things that I would suggest that you change, we'll go back through just to show what I would suggest that you change. Consider putting your structure resistance down to 0 if you want. Taming speed, put it up to 100. That's what I would suggest. Harvest amount, put that up to maximum. And then your harvesting damage would be obviously a good one. On your advanced one, really it's just about changing the mating interval. Change that to 0 if you are want to breed and you don't want the cooldown. The egg hatch speed, if you're not bothered about imprinting, put that up to 100. Put the baby mature speed up to maximum as well, and consider putting the baby food down to here. They still eat a lot of food, but consider putting it down there. That really is what I would change if I was coming back into to playing it from the start, which we might do on one of the maps. So there you go. Hope that's of some use. If it is, wonderful. If not, apologies. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked the video, and consider subscribing if you're not subscribed to the channel. There'll be some other stuff coming on with ARK very soon, and I'll catch you again soon.